Good morning. Welcome to TERRA Home. We are with Jim from Perfectly Natural Skincare.
Yep.
And this is your family business.
Yes. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
My wife is the one who makes all of this stuff. She's been doing it for probably 2 or 3 years at least, where she's been researching and trying to make different products and seeing what works and what smells nice.
And it came from a need, right? And basically from your son. So tell me about that story a little bit.
Well, my son has always had extraordinarily sensitive skin. He will break out in rashes if there's anything really harsh on his skin. So my wife's been really interested in finding softer products and stuff that won't make him break out in a rash. And so this sort of evolved into her making soaps and other stuff that he can use.
That's right, researching, and again, even sometimes natural botanics, you have to be careful with the combination of them, or certain things can be irritants as well. So she really had to do some research to make sure she's finding the right combination, right?
Well, yeah, and she also has to find stuff that people will like and people will buy, and that's cost effective, because you don't want to overprice it too much, because then people won't use it, which is a lot of problems with some of the botanicals that you find is that they're extraordinarily expensive.
Essential oils in general are very expensive, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So a local business, and you're from Burlington, and so access around the region. But let's talk a little bit about some of the product line that you have that's available. So again, not just geared around a little boy's skin, but for all of our skin.
Oh yeah.
For everybody.
Oh yeah. We have our lotions. They come in several different kinds, but because we're small, we make small batches. It's made that we can make it to pretty much any scent that you want.
Beautiful.
This one is a goat's milk based lotion. The other two that we have here are the fruit smoothie, which are they have a lot of fruit extracts in them. So they have watermelons and pineapple and papaya and.
Sounds good enough to eat.
Oh, well, you can't actually eat it. It actually won't hurt you.
Yeah.
It maybe doesn't taste as nice as it smells, but you could eat it.
There you go. Works perfectly for toddlers. But this is nice. So again, a nice selection with good smells and healthy for your skin.
Yes.
So you're getting away from the toxic.
Yeah. There's no chemicals in it. The only preservative that's in it is it's a recognized preservative that natural products use. It's very mild, and it's only because if that wasn't used, it would have to stay in the fridge. So just enough preservative to keep it that it can stay at room temperature.
But again, as you say, natural preservative.
Yes, very natural preservative. It's the one that they found works best with these kind of products.
Very good, very good. And again, it's also about consistency when you're making products, trying to find that right.
Yeah.
Consistency. It's an interesting combination. You're basically doing chemistry.
Oh yeah. Right? Especially with our soaps, there's a lot of chemistry involved in these. Because they will work really well. They foam up really nicely, but there's all kinds of wonderful ingredients in there. She doesn't use any artificial coloring. She doesn't use any. They're SLS free. They're paraben free. And they have all sorts of, like, there's oatmeal. We do oatmeal in them. There's clays that we put in them,
which we know are naturally just very soothing for the skin, right?
Yes.
Just calming.
And she also does botanicals, like actually we'll put in, there's one that's got rose petals in it that's ground up, so it actually does have a small exfoliating. It's not rough, but it will do a little bit of exfoliating on your skin, and they smell awesome.
They do. So how many varieties? You have a lot of different combos.
There's an infinite combination. They're all the same sort of basic formulation, but then she'll add in scents to make it smell the way she wants. She'll add in botanicals. She'll add in clays, just to make, I mean, you can see the coloring that she's got in there.
They're gorgeous.
And they're all naturally, they're either done by using natural micas or they're done using clays.
Yeah, and you can see that's got a lot of natural clay in that. It's got that natural orangey brown to it.
Yes.
Beautiful. Oh, and I smell that one too.
Yes.
Very nice. So this is like a macchiato and lang lang and lemon. Oh, it's beautiful. It's really, and great packaging too. They're so cute. So cute. Love them. I love that. And okay, so let's move over to this side over here.
So what we have here is we have the conditioners and the shampoos. The shampoo has a nice minty smell to it, but it also has Moroccan lava clay. So it's a Rasool clay.
Oh, you notice that when you look at the bottom of it.
Yeah, you can actually see that it's got the settling, because it doesn't have a suspension agent in it. It actually will tend to settle to the bottom. It does still have all the clay throughout it, but it will have a tendency towards settling.
Okay. I love that. So again, beautiful and good for everybody.
Yes. All the products are also very biodegradable, so they can be used like if you're going in a lake or anything like that. They won't. There's no chemicals in them that'll seep into the water. They will just completely dissolve naturally. There won't be any leftovers.
Good for campers and cottage goers, and that it's just easier on the system sometimes as well, even if you're in an area that has the appropriate plumbing but not quite up to snuff.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, it's also good for just generally because it doesn't have any of the chemicals in it that can affect your skin. They're very, very mild. And that's, we can do, I mean, and the other thing is because we're making small batches, we can pretty much make it in any formulation that people want.
That's
if there's a particular ingredient they want or don't want, we can do that kind of stuff.
And that's nice, and that's the thing, because some people have intolerances even to certain scents or whatever, so it really helps to accommodate people.
Yeah, because we can do it in essential oils, which have, like the fragrance oils that we use. The fragrance oils are very natural that we use, but some people will have reactions to scent, so we can bring it to a very mild smell. We do the lotion in a fragrance-free, so all you'll smell is the shea butter. Because it's a natural shea butter, it does have a smell to it.
Yeah, it does. Shea just has that, but it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right, so let's talk about bath salts.
So these are these you can be used in, well, obviously in your bath. They are they smell great because they're scented naturally using the essential oils again.
Right.
And they're basically, they foam up in the bath. They're from California.
Okay.
And they foam up in the bath, and they're
they're soft.
And they're really good for your skin. It's like any other bath salt, except that it has a nice, it's natural salt. That's all it is. There's no filler. There's no anything else in it, which is for all of our products, that's the way we do it, is there's no filler. Like when we're selling clays, it's just clay. That's all it is.
But you know what's amazing? People have baths, so they literally soak their skin and their bodies in baths full of toxic stuff, right? And if you read the fine print, it's like, oh, don't soak for too long because, you know, it might make you sick. So that's not good. So you want something very natural like this, especially if, again, since our skin is our largest organ and you're absorbing all of it. Yeah. So you have to go with something, and it smells so good.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay, so accompanying a bath is a candle. I love that idea. And these are so cute.
And they're soy candles, so they're not paraffin, because let's be honest, when you look at a candle, you can see the soot and the black stuff that it accumulates, and you can see that just will go into your lungs as you're breathing it in. The soy candles are great. They burn a little bit less. They don't burn as hot as the paraffin candles. They last just about the same amount of time. And the great thing about soy candles is you can actually, when they start to melt, you can actually dip your fingers in the liquid and rub it on your skin, and it's an excellent moisturizer.
Right, and that is actually really cool. You got to be a little careful with that. But
well, it does actually burn low enough temperature that you can actually do it. You want to be careful, but it does work. Yeah.
I love that. That's a different show. No, I love actually love the smell too. This Winona Peach one is totally awesome. We should mention your website because that's how people can get access to these products.
Yep, it's www.perfectlynatural.ca.
Perfect, and that's up on the screen. And again, great packaging, great ideas, and the fact that it's all natural. Again, it's giving people options, especially for young little ones, to just stay away from the toxic. None of us need any of it in our system, right?
No, none of us need.
And you have, again, lots of products beyond this that you didn't bring today, so people should go onto the website and check it out.
Yep.
Jim, thank you so much for coming on the show.
No problem.
It's perfectly natural. We'll be back with more TERRA at Home after this.
I told you Mom was coming this weekend, right?
No, you left that part out. Her first visit this weekend? Look around, we're not ready for that.
Where are you going?
To TERRA, where do you think?
This is amazing. You're amazing.
Well, we had a little help.
TERRA, where color lives.
Nice morning, Scott.
Aye. At a morning of tiny voices crying out, feed us. We've awakened from a long winter's nap and we're peckish to the point of starving.
I don't understand.
Your grass, man. It's a living, breathing thing. It's hungry. You've got to feed it with Scott's Turf Builder. Attaboy, Mikey. 2 feedings now in the springtime. Strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems. Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. We are here with Laurence Estrada from American Home Patio, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
And we want to talk a little bit about your furniture, outdoor furniture, and this is the time of year everybody's thinking, okay, I got to get my hands on something new, something unique. And I think I really like about your side of product is that it's very urban, has a very modern feel to it.
Yeah, you know, we are trying to cater to the younger, more contemporary consumer, and so what we've decided is the collections that we've decided to introduce are more contemporary, more modern, and with a lot of homes now that live in condos and smaller units, they don't have the large patios. The lifestyle that they have is just a go, 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 and so what we want to do is we want to introduce a lifestyle that they can bring outdoors that also is conducive to their
It's very common for people now living in condos. They say, you know, I never get outside and have the opportunity to sit, even though they do have a little space to be. It's just because they have nothing to put there.
Yeah.
So you guys have come up with some really great, you know, again, space savers, but it gives you an opportunity to sit and be and enjoy the outdoors that we have such a limited time of, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
You know, for example, let's take for example the dining set that we're sitting on right now.
Let's talk about
This is the Laurence extendable dining set. The beauty of this is it's a different concept. It has a drop down mechanism so that this table can expand and contract.
Okay, so how small does this get then?
72 inches and expands to 88 inches.
That's great.
Yeah.
And again, you know, you don't see that. You usually see that on the inside dining tables. We're used to them being expandable, but this is for an outdoor.
Yes.
And the materials are really durable as well. So this is actually glass top.
It is, and actually you can tell if you put your hand through it, there is a mesh fabric that we've applied onto the glass. I guess you could say it helps to prevent fingerprints, but it actually gives it a nice, classy feel to it.
It does, and again, very modern.
Yes.
But you're right. You won't feel the need to constantly be cleaning it as much as with just sheer clean glass.
Yeah.
Right. So then again, but a really nice neutral color works, and I love that. Again, being able to change it up. Versatility everybody loves, right?
Correct.
Which is good. You know, people come over, you have extra chairs. Now, actually, the chairs that we're sitting on, the cushions themselves, are a little different as well. Completely meant to be outdoors. You can leave them out. You don't have to panic when you see a rain cloud coming, because...
Absolutely. Well, because for one thing, there's two things here. Not only do we use Sunbrella Fabrics, which is a acrylic, mildew-resistant, fade-resistant fabric, but the foam inside as well. It's a special reticulated foam. It's a porous material, so it allows the rain to drain through. Awesome. So the cushions are never going to accumulate mold. You can leave the cushions outside without any worry.
So basically, once they'll get wet, the water will run through, and then they just dry nicely because of their porous, the air is circulating through.
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. That's cool. That's really neat.
With our deep cedar cushions, we actually use a 6-inch thick foam. It may take a little bit longer for the water to drain, but the thing is, if you tip it on its end, you know, it'll drain real fast. The beauty of it is that you don't have to bring the cushions in.
Right, and that is the great part. And again, a lot of times people don't recognize, because externally, again, you're saying you're using the same materials, but on they don't realize that mold is developing inside the cushion.
Yes. On
regular.
Exactly. You may not, you know, with Sunbrella fabric, you may not see the mildew on the outside, but once that foam inside is all covered with mold, that cushion's useless. You've got to throw it out.
So let's talk about another piece, the Nicholas.
Yes. The Nicholas conversation set is it's a living room set that is bigger, bolder. It's got 8-inch wide arms. It's quite substantial. It's a very heavy collection. It's made of round wicker, and the beauty of it is that it's a deep cedar, but it's a low cedar. So even short people would enjoy sitting in this and would find it very comfortable.
That's a good point, actually. We don't think about often, you know, that you need to please everybody when it comes to sitting down and to being comfortable, and you want to be able to still have to have your feet on the ground, but it sounds like it's very comfortable too.
It is. The reason is because the cushions actually slope downward towards the back another 2 inches. It gives the customers a feeling of collapsing into the cushion itself. The beauty of having the 8-inch wide arms is you can lay your drinks on there as well if you wanted to.
I like that.
The stainless steel low profile legs that are underneath even have these little levelers. So for the people that have
that's such a good idea.
outdoor decking and the flooring may not be level.
Absolutely, because it's been weathered, right?
Exactly.
So
I mean, who wants to sit on a big chair that wobbles like that?
That is so smart.
These levelers help to keep it stable.
Because that drives people crazy, right? You're always shoving something under to try so that you put your drink and it doesn't go flying.
Exactly.
So really great. And again, it's a nice look to have that stainless steel there as well. Again, it just sort of modernized the look, clean, and I love that patio furniture has come to this level now, right? I mean, it used to just be what, you know. was what it was.
You know, the big thing is a lot of people really do want to entertain more outside, and so what better than to make sure that the furniture that you have out there reflects their lifestyle that they have indoors. And so what we'd like to see is more and more people actually use more patio furniture outside. And
yeah. It's true though, and I think more and more people seem to be doing that. It seems like people just appreciate, everybody's so busy and running from space to space that often you're just not outside enough, and summer finally comes, and again, being so limited, you want to have the opportunity to enjoy. And I think something like this will encourage you to invite people over more, and sit around and enjoy, and those are the special times in life that we really want to experience.
yes.
So we carry this product and the necklace at TERRA locations, and again, what I think is great about it is that you know, TERRA employees will know you can come in, test it out, and again, this mechanism here on this particular one, as you say, that can show you the size variation, just gives you some good options. And with being the neutral, and of course we have all kinds of cool pillows, and there's just really lots of options to make it look fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so how can people find out just more information about your product line as well? We should mention your website too.
All the information, whether with respect to how to clean any stains on the cushions, everything is available on our website at www.americanhomepatio.com.
Now, how long have you guys been around?
13 years.
That's amazing. So some great success, and as we were talking earlier, again, you're getting influences a lot from the European design, and you just continue to travel in to kind of incorporate that into what we need here in Canada, right? Because our season's so limited that we don't get to really kind of use it as often.
Yeah, the one thing that you'll notice is there is a lot more towards mixed medium furniture. And what I mean by that is people are incorporating, say, powder coated aluminum with the wicker.
Right.
It's not just the all wicker look anymore.
Right, and I love this. That's a kind of a trend that's happening.
Yeah, exactly. And so now, granted, the Nicholas collection that TERRA is also carrying is more of the all wicker, but it does have the stainless steel on the bottom.
Right.
But a set like this is the trend that I believe that the industry is moving towards.
So again, seeing mixed, and you know what, it gives it a richer look, and again, just that texture and the variation. Again, it's just not so bland anymore. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's good
my
stuff,
pleasure.
and I just want to buy new furniture now. I love it. All right, so of course you can too. You can just come to any of our TERRA locations and find out more information. So thanks, Laurence. We'll be back with more TERRA at Home.
Okay.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
Good morning, welcome back to TERRA at Home. We are in our kitchen with Chef Rachel, and we're making a French onion soup.
Yes.
Oh, yum. I love French onion soup. It's like a meal in itself, isn't it? Put with a little salad, maybe for some vegetables, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
okay.
it's one of my favorite soups, and I don't make it as often as I should because I forget, just how simple it is.
Yep.
It is just a little time consuming. It'll take you a couple hours to make, but you'll be happy with the
well, then you're
with the
making
end
it from
result.
scratch too, right? Because we all know there's a shortcut version, right? But this is nice to make it from scratch.
Yeah.
It tastes way better.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure. Okay. So starting off, in my onion soup, I use red onion and leeks. Okay.
I
So
didn't know you could use red onion. I wouldn't have thought to use red onion in it. Why do you do that? You just
Why?
I
like
like
it.
the flavor.
I
It's
like
a
the
different
flavor. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you can use any kind of onion you want.
Yeah,
Really,
I would
because it's an
think
onion
so.
soup.
Okay.
Mix them up. Use a couple different ones. I put leek in mine. Not a lot of people
No,
do.
I know.
Right? So just a little,
Oh, you're
a little
tricky,
different.
Chef Rachel.
just a little different. Make it your own, right? But yes, of course, red works just as well. And so I'm going to just heat some oil. We're going to start by, lightly sautéing our red onion. So I always cut my onion in half, peel it. I usually cut out the core, and then if there's any little bits like that, I might just take them out. Okay. And basically, we're looking for a thin slice, but not too thin, right? So we'll just go down.
Because we know they cook very quickly, right?
Yeah.
Soften up very quickly.
So about a half an inch or so.
Okay.
But again, there's no rule, so however you like to do it. So I'm just going to do a little bit here to show you how I get this started.
Okay.
But for a big pot of soup, maybe you cut up 3 onions or so, 3 red onions.
I think I have to get someone to do that for me, or I have to wear my sunglasses.
It's
my eyes water.
I
look weird, maybe even cool, but I wear my sunglasses when I cut up onion because I cry so much. It's so true. Do you?
That helps.
You're tough, eh? You don't.
I don't.
But make you cry.
Sometimes these are a little strong. These ones right now. I'm kind of feeling it. Yeah. But
Anyway,
that's okay. Every onion is different. Okay, so we're gonna put these in the pan, and we're going to just lightly saute them. We don't want to brown them by any means, but we'll just get them sauteing. Okay. And these will take a little longer to cook than the leek, so we'll just put those in for maybe 10 minutes or so. Okay. And let me just get my other spoon here to stir them.
I like the idea though. Now, when this all melts down, do you see the color? Do you see the green and the red in the soup, or is it all just kind of becomes just a?
Yeah, a lot of the color comes out of it, so it's not going to stay that bright. So we'll just get those sauteing, and just make sure that they're not browning. Okay. Because what we want to eventually do with them, and this is an important part of the process, is to caramelize the onions. Okay.
Okay.
Which means cooking them at a low temperature for a long time to bring out, the sugars and that'll make them the color that they're going to be. They're going to lose all that color. Okay. Okay. And then for the leeks. So I've talked about leeks many times on the show. These I've already kind of almost cleaned fully and cut. Usually you get them in bunches of 3, and they have big long stalks attached to them that are like a dark green color. Right. You want to cut that off where those dark green stalks start, and discard those. Yeah, there's not really much that you can do with those. No. Okay. So you want the white part for sure, and a little bit of the green if it's not too dark, and so that's what we're going to use. And then from there I cut them in half, and it's at this point that you want to make sure you get in there and clean them, because they can be quite dirty.
Yeah, it's amazing how that all hides inside there, right?
Yeah.
You really have to.
So you really have to clean them. But once they're clean, you can, again, do it however you'd like. Slice them fairly thinly. You can slice them into rings like that, or what I have done is just slice them lengthwise. So just fairly thin.
Oh,
okay.
That way.
So that's how I did it. Oh. And then if you think they're too long, you can cut them in half. But just a thin slice, similar to the red onion. Okay. And then, after about 5 or 10 minutes, when the red onion has been in there, you can add in your leeks. Okay. So we'll just keep stirring this. You want to make sure that the red onion's getting soft. I'll add in the leeks.
I like the idea of having leeks in there. That's a nice flavor.
Add something different. Okay. So that's just a little pot just to show you how I start this process. And you want to leave those onions for about 45 minutes or so. Again, keep it on low heat. You can sprinkle a little bit of sugar in with them. Sugar. Okay, so and that's going to help the caramelization process. Okay, so about a half a teaspoon or so. All right. Mix them up again. And then, like I said, they can just sit on the low heat. I stir them every once in a while for about 45 minutes until they're nice and caramelized, nice and soft. You'll see that the color has really come out of them. And we just switch these over. This here.
We've moved time forward, and that's what it looks like. So they're all softened up. And
very soft. Like I said, the color is very light now. Yep. And that's after about 45 minutes. So that's kind of what you're looking for.
All right, so that's your base. And at this point, all you've added, all it's been is just a little bit of oil and some sugar. So there's nothing else. So now there's you can add some herbs, right?
Now we're going to add the good stuff. So at this point, I add some white wine. Okay. About a half a cup or so.
course, that makes it taste really fantastic. Okay.
And so mix that, let that cook for about 10 or 15 seconds, and then we can add the beef stock.
Okay.
Okay. Beef stock is what you want to use because it's got such a big flavor, and that's what you need for this soup, just because that's the basis of it, right? Basically just the stock and the onions.
All right.
So we can add in the stock. This is about 8 cups. And then fresh herbs.
Okay, and your herbs of choice today are?
Right, I'm using thyme.
Okay.
Thyme today. I'm gonna throw some dried bay leaves in there as well. So bay leaves, you can throw a little bit of garlic in too if you want.
Okay. Are you putting in whole cloves or are you chopping them up finely?
I would chop them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You could put whole cloves if you want.
Sure.
We could just, you could give them a little bit of a
Okay, so now once you've added the garlic and you've added the thyme, then at this stage, again, what are you doing?
We're just gonna let it simmer.
Okay.
So we want it on like a medium-low heat, another 45 minutes or so. All the flavors will come together.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll take a quick break, we'll come back and we'll put this all together. Can't wait to try. Bye-bye.
Told you Mom was coming this weekend, right?
No, you left that part out. Her first visit this weekend? Look around, we're not ready for that.
Where are you going?
To Terra, where do you think?
This is amazing. You're amazing.
Well, we had a little help.
TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Welcome back to Terra at Home, and we are finishing up our onion soup with Chef Rachel. So we've got the soup all done now. The onions are soft and the broth is good.
Yeah, it's been cooking, you know, with that garlic that you added and the thyme. Bay leaves, you want to take the bay leaves out, of course, and if you put the garlic in whole, take that out as well. Okay. But it's ready to go in the bowl. So these are my little, well, I do have traditional, you know, the onion soup bowl with the little handle, but I like these ones. They're cute. So ladle some into each bowl, and then we have a nice,
part, right?
we have a nice crusty baguette that I've cut into pieces, and so it just depends. It just depends on the size of the bowl that you're using, but you want to cut a couple pieces of bread that'll just fit nicely on top, cover the whole thing.
It's amazing how they don't look like they're too big, right? They're just like a nice size, but it's amazing how filling the soup can be, right? Especially with the cheese. And I noticed you just seem to have like a nice amount of cheese. Sometimes you can get like an inch or two of cheese in your soup, which is good. I'm not going to send that back. Okay, so so you've cut some baguette up, and again, I mean, you're using a white baguette right now, but you could actually use a multigrain baguette, and it would still taste really good. So if you wanted to
keep it a little healthier.
Yeah.
And then top it with cheese. So I'm using Gruyere cheese right now.
Yeah,
I think it's a nice.
It has a nice flavor.
It does. It does. It's a little sharp. It's one of the more sharp.
I just want to mention our website again, terragreenhouses.com, if you want to find this recipe online, something kind of still warm and cozy to make. You know, April, we still have our spring showers, and something really just nice, and again, paired up with a salad, it's a great meal. That's the final product.
Yeah, so put it under the broiler for a couple minutes, and it gets all nice and golden brown and crispy, and the cheese melts.
You're good to go.
It's all ready.
All right, good recipe. Thanks. You. And your kitchen will smell like yum yum all for the whole day. That's it for now. We'll see you next weekend.